I'd like to ask the coaches what they think of their position group so far through camp. So what are your thoughts?
Yeah, the kids have been working hard and they're doing good. I mean, obviously, there's some holes to fill from last year, but guys they're working hard and they're willing and they're doing a lot of good things. So it's been good. It's been really good up to this point.
I want to ask you about your personal relationship with Cam, who's been here your whole reign. Just what you think of him as a player and a person.
I think he's a great kid. I mean, really, really good kid. Got a chance to know his father as well over the past couple of years, and just seeing him and he is an example that I use in a lot of when I'm talking to a lot of kids, because you get the full package. You get a good player, you get a great kid, you get a great student who's already graduated. He's kind of got all of his ducks in a row, and my hat's off to his mom and his dad and his family, because they've done a great job with him. And I think the biggest deal with we talk about in coaching is kids don't really care about what you know until they know you care, and Cam knows that we truly care about him and his family, and it's been a great relationship.
He's kind of creating a long-term legacy here by staying the whole time.
Yeah.
And I think Travis and maybe Ben Souders both told us that he had offers with more money and stayed here. So maybe what does that say about him? What do you expect from him this year?
More money is that's to say the least. I mean, he had some major stuff going on, and he chose us to stay here, and he believes in what we're doing. He believes in what we're doing in the D-line room. He's and a lot of times, people in this business now is become such money driven that it's all about how much this and how much that, and they really don't get a chance to know the kids that is more about than that kid than the money. And he's invested in the program, and we're invested in him, and so we're excited about the relationship we have.
Deke, we've heard a lot about Justice Boone. Just what's happened, I guess, in fall camp to really make him emerge?
Well, he's played in this league before, at his previous school. And so he does a really good job. He's a physical kid. He works really, really hard. And he understands whatever his limitations are, he understands those, and he works through them. But he plays hard, he works hard, and he's a great kid as well. One of the things I've always wanted to do is just, have great kids in the room, because in this business so much, we're away from families and all this stuff so much. You want to be around good kids as well as good players, and he's both. And he's working hard, man. He's playing physical and all that. So I'm happy with him.
And in-state kid Charlie Collins, how has he developed now, his second season?
He's starting to come along. He's understanding the game and some of those things that, as a freshman, your eyes are all over the place. He's starting to understand where to put his eyes and I guess the risk he can take in certain situations. But he's working hard. He's always been a hard worker, but it's about, gaining the weight, becoming stronger and all that. And he's done all that, and he's getting better daily.
Justin, we didn't hear a whole lot about him in the spring. What's been different from spring to fall camp with him?
Well, Boone he's just, and I say this, you probably didn't hear as much about him because he just got here. But, as he started to come through and he started to be consistent in everything he's doing, and he started to learn the system, and he started to understand the way we do things here, he started to, become a guy in the forefront of what we're doing. But he's playing really well right now. He's playing hard, and right now he's rotating guys around to find the best combination right now.
A couple other guys who just got here, I guess, Philip Lee and Ken Talley, freshman. Is Keandre Johnson, is he working at D or end?
Yeah. Well, he's at DN.
DN, yeah. So Keandre and Frank Mulipola. I'm not sure if I'm saying that name right.
Yeah. I call him Frank because I don't want to insult him by trying to.
Right, like I did.
I gotta still learn it to say exactly the way it's supposed to be said.
Yeah. If you could just let us know what your impressions are on those two older guys and then the two freshmen.
Well, Tally and Lee. They've done a good job. I challenge those guys because it's different playing in this league, and I don't care what anybody says. It's just different playing in this league up front. And I challenge those guys daily on playing physical. And they play hard. There's never been a question about that. But just being able to play physical, hold the point, rush the passer, and things like that. I challenge those guys daily. So they're getting better, and they're understanding on all that. Now, Keandre's still young. He's still, he's learning things as they go. Frank is he's an older kid, but there's some limitations on things where he came from and all that. So he's still learning as well. But I think all of them are getting better, and they're learning daily. And it's good with I guess being in camp. You have all the meeting time and all that stuff, so you get a chance to do a lot. And we're coming along. We're coming along. Yeah, and Trent's been good. Trent reminds me of Quincy Rose when he first got here. I mean, he really does. He's long, lanky kid that, still growing into his body, raw, still trying to understand the game. And I think he's going to be a really, really good player. But right now he's just a young kid learning the game.
We've been hearing a lot all offseason about how much Danny Saili has improved. Just when did you kind of notice that he had really made a lot of strides?
Really this spring. Coming off the field last year, and Danny and I talk about it all the time, is just, hey, the biggest thing with me is being able to trust when I put you on the field that you're going to execute and do what we ask you to do. And when he coming from last fall into the spring, we talked about that, and we had conversations about that. And, man, he made some major, major strides this spring, becoming a guy that was more disruptive, that kind of understand what he could do and what he couldn't do. And then he's really kind of it's kind of carried over from the spring. Now I'm challenging him to take it to another level. But he's done a good job.
Can you kind of take us through the moment when you first saw Justice in the portal and knew that you wanted to go after him? Yeah,
well, a lot of times it's a big profession, but it's such a small profession as well. I saw him in the portal. We watched his film, really liked some of the things he did. We knew that we were going to need, we were losing some DNs, and we needed some kids that could hold the point and also be good run stoppers and also rush the passer. A guy that really coached him, was a quality control guy at his previous school. I know personally. I reached out to him, asked, hey, tell me about this kid. What type of kid is he? And I got nothing but praise about who he is and the way he works. And man, he's been living up to that from the day he stepped on campus.
Obviously, stiff competition at defensive tackle. What are some things where a guy like David Oki needs to do to get top snaps?
Well, man, to me, it's just, I use the word strain all the time with the guys. I mean, he's a really, really good talent. He's physical, he's twitchy, he's explosive. We talk all the time about straining to the very end, and straining meaning, hey, finish getting off that block, that one extra step that I have to take to get to the quarterback, or that one more flip in my hips to be able to give me a chance to get to the quarterback. Strain to the very end. And it's not just him, that's with everybody in the group. We do that every day. And even with our practices, you have to strain in our practices because we play with that tough mindset.
Quincy's been a staple in there as well. I mean, how ready do you think he is for taking that step up in playing time this year?
Yeah, I think he's ready. I mean, he's he kind of came along his first year, a lot of special teams. This past year, he kind of, he played a good bit. And he had great guys in front of him that he can see how things worked, and he did that. And this spring he had a really good spring, and now I think he's kind of settled in to where he is right now. He understands, he feels confident in what he's doing, and he's playing fast.
Landon and Eric, two of the guys that left, they were so good at both rushing the passer and defending the run. Do you think this year's group has that capability where you can have guys that are really good at doing both, or might it be interchanging pieces and having guys fill in specific roles this year?
Well, ideally you like to have a guy that can do both. And even with, we have guys that can do both. But there'll be certain situations where we'll mix and match to get the best fit on the field for that situation. But obviously, because we don't, Quincy Rose is the only 6'7", 6'8", 280-pound kid at DN that we have compared to Landon Jackson from last year. There are other guys that can do it, but they're not of that same stature. But we'll be fine. We'll be fine. We're gonna get after the quarterback, and we'll be able to play the run well. And so we feel good about where we're at.
The pass rush specifically, what are some things you're looking for over the next couple of weeks that maybe guys can separate themselves and show, hey, we can be in this third down package, we're good at getting after the quarterback?
Well, you got to win one-on-ones. I don't care who you are. If I put you on the field and you're in a one-on-one situation, I expect you to win. And that's how you separate yourself, because rarely do you set things up where guys just totally come free and all that. So when you're in a situation where you're in a one-on-one situation, you got to be able to win that rep. And we talk about that all the time. And, I need guys that are going to be physical, that are twitchy, that can run, that's explosive, that got great hips and all that. And we got that in our group. It's just a matter of those guys continue to develop, because some of them have never played in this league. And once again, it's different. I don't care what anybody say. I've been in a lot of leagues. It's different. And so they are we have it in a room. It's just, hey, they're continuing to grow.
It seems like, every coach we've talked to has said the offensive line this year is ready to take a big step forward. How much is how much is that a bonus to y'all's group, getting to go against them, every day in practice this fall with a better offensive line?
Well, it's huge. It's huge, because you're playing another opponent every day with those guys, because they've done a great job, man. Coach Mateos and those guys on that side of the ball have done a great job with those guys up front. They work hard, they challenge you, they really, really grind, and they're true O linemen in the mindset. And so it's really good for our guys, because there are days where, hey, there are days that we get beat up at times, and that's good, because we need to grow up. And we've done that. And we've done that this fall. We've done that this spring. And we've gotten better every day. And we're starting to see the fruits of that.
Cam missed the entire spring with that elbow. So what's it just been like having him back completely healthy and ready to go for this season?
It's been great. It's been great having him back. And, I didn't hesitate when that conversation came up about, hey, listen, we think we want to do this. Hey, go ahead. I know who you are. I know what you do. I've seen it. What it did was it gave guys like David Oki, it gave guys like Danny Solly, it gave guys like Ian Gaffard the opportunity to get more reps and step up and grow faster. And that's been huge. And I think that's why we're at a situation where we are now, and we feel better about where we were.
He's kind of a rare breed. He's been going in his 5th season with you guys.
Right.
Just what has that loyalty meant to you and kind of everyone else in the room?
It's great. It's awesome, man. It's awesome. Like I said, nowadays college football is so money driven. It's really, really refreshing to have a kid that's really in it for the right reasons. And I'm not saying the money's not. I don't get in those conversations. But it's great to have a kid to say, hey, coach, I believe in you. I believe in what we're doing here, and I'm going to stay and I'm going to grind and we're going to work.